Welcome back to Heartbreak at Home. And this week you chose Dracula. And remember, you can influence the next screening, so keep an eye out for the poll on social media. As always, we are reliant and very, very thankful for your support. So if you can afford a small donation, then please go to our GoFundMe page, details or links below or above. Lastly, and very excitingly, we've been awarded a grant for a new project. But rather than explaining, here's a minute film. A bit like a prologue before the main feature. Get the nibbles ready so that you can get stuck into Jonathan Harker's diary of Count Dracula.
Here at Heartbreak, we love telling stories
Stories about adventure, mystery and friendships.
that we take round the UK and perform for you. Sadly, because of coronavirus, we can't do that.
So, we thought this summer we'd turn things upside down and ask you to tell us a story.
What kind of story?
Well, we'd like you to imagine a story about an escape from lockdown. Send it to us, and then we'll choose 8 stories, and with your help, develop them into 5-minute films that will premiere online.
Don't like writing? Don't worry.
You can have someone video you telling your story.
You can paint or draw a picture or write a song.
We can't wait to see what you come up with.
Visit our website to see all the rules and submission guidelines on the Tell My Story page.
Have a super summer, and remember to stay creative.
Mr. D, the Journal of Jonathan Harker, 1847, and there are some newspaper cuttings and other documents too. And Mr. Harker especially requested that he be buried with some garlic and some guns.
What?
Isn't this wonderful?
Can I have some decorum, please? Certainly, Mr. D. Where do we keep them? Where do we keep what? The decorums. What I mean is, can we have some civilised behaviour? Yes, Mr. D. Sorry, Mr. D.
Sorry.
This is Lily, an employee of Drake Smith and Graveston,
Services to the dead since 1822.
and of the London General Mourning Warehouse, and is in charge of funeral apparel and accessories.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hand me the journal, I'll begin to read the entries.
With all due respect, Mr. D, won't you think that becomes a bit boring after a while? Not that you are boring, of course.
No.
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 It's just that it is rather a thick journal and may take some time to read. Perhaps there might be a more entertaining way we could do this.
How about acting it out, Mr. D? You've done some amateur dramatics, haven't you?
Well, yeah. My Hamlet has been compared to Irving.
Oh, impressive. Herbert Irving, the butcher on Charlotte Street.
There may come a time, Stephen, where it'll be illegal for me to do this. But in the meantime...
Oh, please, Mr. D, please.
Oh, very well, you may ask the mourners to help.
Oh, brilliant. I would like to be Jonathan Harker.
And I would like to play his wife.
And I'd like to be someone really intelligent. It has got to be believable, Stephen.
And I'd like to be a beautiful heroine.
But who's going to play the evil character?
All right. You may start the story, Lily, before you explode.
Thank you, Mr. D.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome officially to the beginning of the memorial service. We will start by singing Onward Christian Soldiers, which is in your order of service. Please feel free to join in.
Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. Glory, Lord, and honor unto Christ the King. This through countless ages, men and angels sing. Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before.
Wonderful. The choir. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back and enjoy the hitherto secret story of Jonathan Harker's journal.
And so, the Journal of Jonathan Harker, begins with the tale of his journey into Eastern Europe. 29th April. Left my dearest Mina at Charing Cross Station. I miss her violently already, but my task is an important one, and I'm being entrusted by Mr. Hawkins, so I must not disappoint. 4th of May. Arrived at Vienna early the next morning and caught the 6:45 onwards towards Budapest, which seems a wonderful place. The bridge over the Danube is most splendid. Then on to Klausenberg and the Hotel Royal, where they did serve the most delicious chicken with paprika. Note, must get the recipe for Mina. And many queer dreams that night. The dogs continually howling under my window. That's something to do with the forms. The train, the next day, appeared to have 2 speeds. Slow and stop. At least it gave me the chance to look at the local peasants.
Stomme, omme, milo, male, stomme, omme, milo, stomme.
The women were mostly very pretty. The Slovak men, however, were somewhat barbarian. High boots and overgrown moustaches. And the Slovaks, not the women. Then on to Biarritz and the Golden Crown Hotel, where an old man had a letter for me.
My friend, welcome to the Carpathians. I am anxiously expecting you. Sleep well tonight. At 3 tomorrow, the coach will start for Bakovia. At the Borgo Pass, my carriage will meet you and bring you to me. I hope you will enjoy your stay in my beautiful land. Your friend, Count Dracula.
The old man then pretended he couldn't understand my admittedly sketchy German, though conversely he understood it perfectly before the letter. When I asked he and his wife if they knew the Count, they both crossed themselves and refused to speak further. The next day, the coach flew over the road and its late lying snow. The coach flew over the road and its late lying snow. Again, as we rode, I saw many local peasants crossing themselves as we passed. When we arrived early at the rendezvous point, the others in my carriage also began to cross themselves. I found this somewhat strange. Then the driver turned to me and, in worse German than my own, said,
He is not here. You will come on business to Bukovina and Switzerland after many days. Not here. See?
Perhaps we are a little early.
Perhaps you are. Give me the air luggage quickly.
Well, thank you for the safe journey and good luck to you all.
And so I continued on my way. There was a bottle of plum brandy under the seat, which the driver advised me to drink as it would keep me warm, but I declined. On and on through the night we rode. I fear I must have dozed, for when I came around there was the most awful howling noise surrounding the coach.
Wolves! Wolves, driver, there are wolves! No, but you must not stop, they will attack us!
5th of May. I must have slept again, for I would certainly have noticed the approach of such a remarkable place. The driver shook my hand, something akin to putting my hand in an iron vice, and then departed. I stood here, outside this enormous castle, perched here on top of the steepest rock formation I could ever imagine. Of bell or knocker there was no sign, and through the frowning walls and dark window openings, it was not likely that my voice could penetrate. What sort of a place had I come to, that I should be left alone in the death of night time?
Welcome, my friend Jonathan Harker. Come and go freely, and leave something of the happiness you bring.
Count Dracula.
I am Count Dracula. Come, The night air is chill, and let me take you to your room.
Oh, please, no.
And I insist. You must relax. And my people are not here to help at the moment. Come. Your room. Rest. After your long journey.
May I ask how you knew my name?
A letter from Peter Hawkins explaining he was unable to come due to an attack of gout. And that he was sending a substitute. A young man of energy, talent, and most importantly, discretion. Listen, the children of the night, what music they make.
I see you have many English books, especially books concerning London.
Yes, they are my friends. They have taught me much about your great England, and I have come to love her as you must do. Oh, to live in London amongst the whir and rush of humanity. Its lives and its deaths. And of course it is from these books only that I owe my fractured English.
But you speak English very thoroughly.
You are very kind, but I would not pass in England. Therefore, you will, I trust, rest with me a while so that by talking I may learn something of the English intonation.
Perhaps for a short.
It would be very appreciated.
Yes, yes, of course.
You may go anywhere you wish in the castle, except in the rooms that are locked. They are locked for a reason. This is Transylvania, my friend, not England. You would have already seen things you would consider strange.
Well, some of the townsfolk were
The
informing
peasants
me.
are fools and cowards. Heed them not. Come, tell me of London and of the house you have procured for me.
Well, the property is called Carfax and is located in Purfleet. I have some of Mr. Hawkins' notes here. Let me see. On a by-road, I came across such a place as seemed to be required by Count Dracula, and where there was displayed a dilapidated notice that the place was for sale. It is surrounded by a high wall of ancient structure, is built of heavy stones, has its own chapel, and has not been repaired in a number of years. I presume, Count, that you possess an interest in the renovation of old buildings.
Nah, not exactly. I am old, my friend Jonathan Harker, and seek not the bright voluptuousness of sunshine and modernity which please the young and gay. My heart is not attuned to mirth, merely to mourning.
I understand.
I doubt that you do. But I must not stay my welcome. You are tired and in need of life-preserving sleep.
But it is nearly the morning.
Indeed. I will arrange breakfast to be served when you are awake, and will of course visit you again tomorrow. Good night, my friend.
Oh, this next part is my part, ladies and gentlemen. So, we find ourselves at a house in London with a beautiful young heroine named Lucy and a very charming man named Arthur. Darling Arthur, you have made my heart flutter like a butterfly.
I am so pleased, my dearest Lucy, as long as the butterfly never flies away.
Never, my darling.
You have made me so tremendously happy, but as I am a man, I must not show it.
May I say that you are failing wonderfully? Just think, I am to become Mrs. Arthur Seward, the wife of one of the most eminent doctors of psychology in the country.
Maybe in a few years, my dear, I'm a little young to be eminent.
Well, in my eyes, you are.
Thank you. Now, you know I have to return to work at the asylum tomorrow, and you want to leave London to meet Mina in Whitby. So, may I take the world's most beautiful woman out for dinner this evening?
No. But you may take me.
Wasn't that romantic, Mr. D? Mr. D? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it's down to me to continue the narration of the journal. Here we are. Jonathan Harker's rooms, Castle Dracula. And so, my breakfast was served, complete to the point of lavishness. Though how he knew when I was to awake is beyond my knowledge, for the coffee was steaming hot. But of the Count, or anyone, there was no sign. However, he returned to my rooms the following evening after dark, and this was repeated for the next 3 days. He would talk endlessly on any topic, but always return to his favourite subject of London. During this time, I saw no one else. There is something so strange about this place that I cannot help but feel uneasy. Oh, let me be prosaic as far as the facts are concerned. It will help me to bear up and stop my imagination running riot with me. If it does, I am lost. On the third day, a most unusual and disturbing incident occurred. I realised I had not shaved for 2 days, and so proceeded to do so.
Good evening.
Good evening. I did not know you had entered. Do excuse me, I appear to have cut myself.
Of course. You must wipe it clean. Be careful not to cut yourself again, Jonathan.
Why? Oh God! Help me! I am a prisoner.
Poor Mr. Harker. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the next entry is 6th of May. Mina travels down to meet her dear friend Lucy at the beautiful seaside town on the Yorkshire coast known as Whitby.
Darling Mina! I was not expecting you for another hour.
I was lucky enough to catch the earlier train. I arrived but half an hour ago and made straight for here, but I knew I should find you at our favourite spot.
Is not Whitby the most marvellous place on earth?
The valley is as beautiful as ever. We are so high up here, my dear. I feel like I could touch the sky.
I am touching the sky.
And I understand why a marriage proposal.
Not just one, my dear, but 3. In 1 week.
3?
I know. Oh, my darling, you must think me the most awful flirt. But this is why you mustn't say no.
Oh, sorry, my dear, no.
But tell me news of you first, especially that of Jonathan.
The news of me is of consistency and overwork. The life of an assistant schoolmistress is sometimes trying. The news of Jonathan is not abundant. He has, as you know, left for his foreign business.
Yes, of course,
Transylvania. I'm so proud Mr. Hawkins has entrusted him with this difficult transaction. However, I have had but 1 letter from him since the day on which he kissed me goodbye.
Gentlemen never write.
We correspond every day when we are apart.
I think that he has had a long journey and is now too busy to put pen to paper.
I am sure you are right, my dear. And now, what of your amorous news?
Mina, I had so many marriage proposals, I was simply exhausted and had to retire to my bed.
Never prone to exaggeration.
Of course, the first 2 are an irrelevance now. It is such a shame that we cannot take more than 1 husband, my dear. The first suitor, a Mr. Quincy, was American.
Oh dear.
In his approach, he was, how should I put this?
American?
Yes. He asked me if I were interested in hitching. I replied that I wasn't even broken to harness.
My dear!
Yet, he was delightful. However, American gentlemen expect their wives to be as open and honest as they. And as we know, my dear, English ladies are not always as fair as we should be.
Some English ladies, my dear. And the second?
An Englishman who stuttered more than he spoke. I could not understand him. Perhaps he was not proposing, but simply asking directions.
And I think I might be able to guess the name of the third. Dr. Arthur Seward.
Oh, Mina, yes. Within a moment of him arriving, we were smiling and laughing, and neither one of us knew why. It is such fun to be in his company. And then he went down on one knee and took my hand. Oh, Mina, I am so very happy. I feel as though it will always be summer, forever and ever.
do not know what I have done to deserve this.
Merely being your sweet self, my dearest Lucy. Just think, the wife of the head of the lunatic asylum.
It is madness. Literally, my dear.
And now, I have you here with me in our favourite place. My life is perfect. I think Whitby is a magical town. So much history, so many legends. Good afternoon.
How are you?
We were just talking of the legends of Whitby.
You'll be food talk. You like stack barreling notes, these bands and was and bogos and bogies. All I meant, Amazonia fed to set the barons of Eldrin.
Pardon? Is he English? But what of the legends of the sailors lost down there in the bay? And their poor gravestones? We particularly noticed one on our last visit. George...
Cannon.
Yes! Died in the hope of resurrection, this tombstone erected by his sorrowing mother. I hardly think this is a matter for humour, Mr...
Sweetest, miss. But you not be knowing that his mother was a hellcat who hated him because he was so awkward, and he hated her so much that he committed suicide so that she mightn't put an insurance policy that she put in his life. I've been around here for years. I know most things. Oh, I best be off. My service to you ladies.
What a very odd man.
What was he saying?
I have no idea. Come, my dear, let us get some tea before we lose the sun.
Oh yes, let's.
Your hand sanitizer coffin for the next scene.
Yes, Mr. D.
Of course, Mr. D. Just think, 3 marriage proposals in 1 week. She must have been very pretty. I'm sure if you ask some of the older members of the townsfolk, they'll tell you that young ladies often had several suitors in those days, Stephen. People fell in love with monotonous regularity. A man would usually require a wife as a status symbol. The love aspect was often an unexpected bonus. You'll be married one day, lad.
Not yet, Mr. D. I want to live first. Here, the big Queen Victoria did not sue us.
Is there suitors, Stephen? As I'm sure she did. She was very beautiful when she was young, but she only had eyes for Prince Albert. Any other advances would have been politely rejected, probably before she even knew about them.
I was thinking.
Oh, well, sit down.
I was thinking that it was weird that Jonathan didn't see the Count when he came into his room when he was shaving. You'd think to see him in the mirror.
Perhaps, Stephen, the Count's reflection did not appear in the mirror.
But how?
Why don't you read on? We may find out.
May 12th, when the conviction had come to me that I was helpless, I sat down quietly as I'd ever done in my life, and began to think over what was best to be done. The only thing of which I was certain is that I must keep from him my knowledge that I am a prisoner. I shall need my brains to get through this and to learn more about him, so that I may.
Oh, I see you are still working.
Yes, I am.
You must rest occasionally.
I will do so now.
What is in your bag? May I have a look?
What do you want, sir?
I want some letters. Let me see. Who is this?
She is my fiancée.
I did not know you had a fiancée. She is indeed very beautiful.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
So tell me, Count, of what tribe are you?
I am Sekeli, the proudest and bravest of the races. We fought off the Ugric and the Huns, the Magyars and the Bulgars. We are a conquering people, and the Draculas have always been among the most famous of her sons.
By we, do you mean the Dracula family?
Of course.
Are there many of you?
We fought off the Hungarian yoke, crossed into Turkey land, and saved our borders. We fought to the limits that the Habsburgs and Romanovs could never dream of reaching.
It is a fine history.
Fine. Yes, the English are famed for their understatement. But enough. I need to prise open your legal brain if you would so allow.
What manner of questions do you have in mind?
Several. Firstly, may a man in your country have 2 solicitors?
He may have a dozen if he so wish.
A dozen?
Yes, why?
Let me explain. In Exeter, I have yourself and Mr. Hawkins. You have dealt expediently with my property. But say I have affairs in shipping goods to Newcastle or Harwick. Could I instruct the local solicitor to deal with such transactions?
But of course, that would be very sensible.
Good, good. Have you written to Mr. Hawkins or any other since your first letter?
No, for I have seen no opportunity for sending letters.
Then you must write now, my young friend. Tell them you are happy to be staying with me until a month from now.
A month?
I will
But
take
why
no
so-
refusal. I shall leave these letters of mine here. When you have finished writing, put them together and I shall arrange for their posting.
Count, may I post them?
That is impossible.
Why is it impossible? Could I not at least accompany you to post the letters? Some exercise would be of great benefit.
My dear Jonathan, please remain in this room. I should not wish any harm to come to you. You are very important to me.
And so I wrote to Mr. Hawkins, giving nothing away of my fears, for I was certain that the Count would read my letters. To Mina, however, I wrote in shorthand, which would evade his understanding. When I had finished, I put them together with his letters. Of course, curiosity got the better of me, and I picked them up to check their destinations.
Samuel Billington Whitby, Herr Lieutenant Varner, Herren Klopstock Budapest. These are the letters, all finished.
Excellent. I hope you will forgive me, my friend, but I shall be away for a short time. I must warn you not to venture from your chambers, and most specifically, not to sleep in any other rooms whilst I am absent. Good night.
Yes, good night.
And so I am alone. And even more do I feel the need for fresh, crisp air on my face. This nocturnal life is destroying my nerve. The physical shadows become my own mental ones. And so I move to the window, at least to view the pale yellow moon and the welcome of the melting distant hills. And then, something grabbed my attention. Coming from a window further down the castle, a head emerged, and then a full body, and I still cannot believe my own hand as I write this. The Count began to crawl down the outside of the building, face first, his cloak spreading out behind him.
Come, my little minions! Come to me! Come and swarm through the castle! Swarm, my little ones! And now I want you to go away. Go away into the night! Go!
That must be his room. But there must surely be a key to get me out of this place.
And so I ran, from corridor to corridor, desperate to find the Count's room. And after a few minutes, I came across an unlocked door. Ever so slowly, I pushed it open. Alas, it was not the Count's, but what seemed to resemble a schoolroom.
A girl's schoolroom. I wonder whence this room was last used. Almost overwhelming, this feeling of normality. I feel some peace here. A lulling, almost, sort of sleep.
how to love.
I know well how to love.
Oh, all the handwriting's changed now, I can't even read. Okay, thanks, Stephen, think. Right, so I'm Dr. Stewart, who's playing him? Me! Right, okay. Mr. Renfield in cell 2 at Perfect Asylum in London. What's pet your favourite today, Renfield?
You made me kill the flies.
No, I asked you to dispose of them. There were too many, and you were eating them. This was unacceptable behaviour.
No! They gave me life. Strong life. They were wholesome.
How?
You would not understand.
That is why I ask. And your spiders?
Useless now. They ate the flies.
So where are your spiders?
He ate them.
You claimed a sparrow.
Why do you sound so surprised?
It is unusual, that is all. It takes a great talent.
Thank you. I beg you, Dr. Seward. Please, please. May I have a kitten? I must have a kitten.
I am sorry, it is impossible at this time. Anyway, when you sure your kid would kill your sparrow, we can discuss this at a later date, perhaps. Would that be agreeable? My God. Oh, that's the end of the diary entry, but that doesn't make any sense. Why would you want a cat?
The next entry is just here. See where the handwriting changes back to Mr. Harker's? Yes. So we are in Castle Dracula and back in the room where Jonathan was left. I awoke in my own bed. I remember nothing of arriving here. Therefore, I can only surmise that I fell into a faint and that the Count carried me back here. First he imprisons me, then he saves me.
Good evening, my friend. I trust you are well.
Yes. Apart from a strange dream that I had.
Dreams are the purging of the soul, and they're not to be lingered over. I want you to do something for me. I want you to write 3 letters. One saying that your work here is nearly done. One stating that you will be leaving the next morning, and the final letter to say you have left the castle and have arrived at Big Streets.
May I ask why?
The posts here are infrequent. It will ensure a peace of mind for your friends.
I see. What dates should these be?
The first should be June the 12th, the second June 19, and the third June 29.
This is a peculiar request.
No, my friend, merely a request.
I am unsure as to your motives, Count.
There are no motives.
And so I wrote the letters. Later that evening, while I chanced to be at the window, I spied the Count, leaving his room by the same method as before, crawling down the wall, clutching my letters and, to my horror, wearing the suit that I had arrived in. And so he intends to impersonate me. The detail in his plans bears no comparison. Later that evening, as I settled to try to sleep, there was a large commotion in the courtyard. I ran to my window and spied a crowd of Zagani, the gypsy folk. Here was my chance to reach Mina. I ran to the window, the 2 letters, one for Mr. Hawkins, the other for Mina, and shouted down.
Good evening. Yes, I'm here. Look, I cannot understand. Look, these letters. Post them, please post letters. Here they come. Oh, and here's a gold piece for you.
I had done my best, seized my opportunity. I could do no more. I sat and read for an hour.
The Zagani have given me these, of which I know not whence they come. This one is from you to Peter Hawkins. The other is strange symbols. It is a vile thing, an outrage to friendship and hospitality. It is not signed, so it cannot matter to us. The missive to Peter Hawkins I will, of course, send on. Your letters are sacred to me.
June 24th. There is another commotion in the courtyard. Some men with wagons carrying huge boxes of earth. I tried to shout to them initially, and then noticed a Sagani with them, and so withdrew. I must be positive and take action. Come on, Jonathan, you gotta think of something. Now, it is always at night I am molested or threatened. I have yet to see the Count during the day. Could it be he sleeps while others wake? I must get through to him in daylight. It's the only way. God, imagine trying to find the Count's room. He must have been so scared.
Tomorrow, my friends, we must part. You to beautiful England, and I to some other work that may have such an end we may never meet again. The Sagani will escort you from the castle, and my carriage should take you to Bidstreets.
Well, I may not leave tonight,
I could not. My coachman and horses are away on the mission.
but I would willingly walk.
I could not allow it, my friend.
But
It is impossible. I must say goodbye to you, my dearest friend. It has been my pleasure.
June 30th. These may be the last words I write. I can hear the piteous howling of the dogs ringing loudly in my ears. There are shapes beginning to fill my room. Human yet, not so. Phantoms. Evil, wanton, beautiful shapes. Motes of earth dust becoming human. Oh, my mind. My mind. I must find him. There is no other way. No. There's no escape! The Zagani are coming to collect him, leaving me to these evil women and some torturous death. No! No! I shall do what he did. I shall scale the wall. I have no choice. Then if I survive, away from home, away from this cursed land where the devil walks among children. At least God's mercy is better than that of ease. Goodbye, world. Goodbye, my darling Mina. 7th of August, Lippy.
Did you sleep well last night, my dear?
A little fractured. You were sleepwalking again.
Was I?
Yes, my dear, 4 times. The first 2 woke me, for, as you know, I sleep rather lightly, and then I vowed to keep awake in case it should happen again.
My dear, I am so sorry. What did I do? Did I dance?
No. Twice you attempted to leave our room by the door. The other 2 times you opened the window, on the second occasion shouting, "Come," as you did so.
Oh, yes. I thought I was dreaming. I wonder whom I was addressing. Arthur, I should imagine. But, my dear, I am so sorry to have woken you.
I am a little concerned as to the cause for this sleepwalking, my dear.
What possible cause could there be? I am awfully happy. I have never slept-walked before. I know I speak in my sleep sometimes. I think gentlemen should only talk in their sleep, and that way we could legitimately ignore them.
You are very beautiful when you are asleep. Almost angelic.
Thank you. should see each other asleep before they propose.
How modern, my dear. Who knows, maybe one day it will be us doing the proposing.
Well, we should be much better at it. My dear Miss Nina, would you do me the honour of doing what you are told for the rest of your life? Did the second post arrive?
Yes,
And?
a letter from Mr. Hawkins stating that Jonathan is starting for home.
Nina, what wonderful news!
Yes, but why no letter to me? Why no word for so long?
There will be a reason, and if it were bad news, you would have heard.
Yes. And he is in a country far away where the postal system may not be as reliable and regular as our own.
Afternoon, my dearies. I need to talk to you briefly. I must say sorry.
But you have nothing to be sorry for.
Oh, but I do. I'm afraid, my dearies, I may have shocked you by all the wicked things I'd be saying about the dead, and I didn't mean them. Really, and please remember that when I'm gone.
When you were gone.
7 days soon, the angel of death will sound his trumpet for me. For many of us.
You cannot know that, Mr. Swales.
Oh, but I do, lassie, I do. You see that ship out there? Tossing and turning. Can't make her out. Russian, I think. Going about it the queeriest way. And you best be getting home. There's a storm coming.
Poor man. It is turning rather chilly, though. Home, an early night, and no dreaming.
Yes, Miss Schoolmistress.
Ah, this is interesting. Mr. Harker has pasted a newspaper clipping into his journal. The 8th of August, the Daily Graph. One of the greatest and suddenest storms on record has just been experienced here, with results both strange and unique. It began with every sunset colour. Flame, purple, pink, green. And then, out of nowhere, nature was convulsed. Waves rose in growing fury. The wind roared like thunder. Sea fog fell inland in the most ghostly fashion. Lightning cut the sky whilst peals of thunder left it trembling. No ship could have survived this onslaught from hell, yet incredibly one did. The Russian schooner, the Demeter, noticed earlier that evening, miraculously rushed at headlong speed towards the piers and gained the safety of the harbour. A searchlight followed, and a shudder ran through all that were witness, for, lashed to the helm, was a corpse. With a set of beads and a crucifix between his hand and the wood, he, it turns out, was the only person on board. Strangest of all, though, the very instant the shore was touched, an immense dog sprang up on deck from below, jumped the bow onto the sand, and made straight for the steep hill and the churchyard. The dog has hence never been seen again.
Can I see that, James?
Yep, there it is, black and white.
God, that is incredible.
No, see? No wonder you read that so well, James. That's all in printing. I had to read Mr. Harker's handwriting. I can't even do joined up.
What thoughts or handwriting, Stephen?
Tell you what, though, I thought Mr. D was a very good dog.
He looked like he was really enjoying playing the role, didn't he?
Must have been barking to do that one.
What sort of dog do you think he was?
Don't know, really. I'll have a think. Excuse me, miss. What type of dog do you think he was? What, sorry? Nah. What about you there, miss? What do you think was? Alsatian? Yeah, I'll buy that one. What about you, sir? You look like a good, wise man. What do you think? Yeah, that's it. I'd have that one. Good, wasn't it? Oh.
Lucy. Lucy. Come to me, my darling one. Come to me, Lucy. My pretty, sweet love. Come to me. So beautiful, so pure. A sweet heart.
Lucy! 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 Lucy, my dear! Lucy!
remember. Are you all right? Yes, I think so. Your throat. What? There is blood. Did you pin your scarf earlier today? Yes. You must have done it then. Come, my dear. Let us get you back home. Yes, thank you. And Mina. Yes? Please, no words to anyone. Of course.
19th of August, back at Purfleet Asylum in cell 2 with Mr. Renfield and Dr. Stewart. Good evening. How are you? Are your pets well? Have you moved them? I do not see them in your usual place.
They are of no consequence. I do not care for them.
You do not care about your spiders?
I do not want to talk to you. You do not count now. The master is at hand.
The master?
You are not fit to speak his name. You are nothing. He is coming. Your power is minuscule in the light of his. The bride maidens rejoice the eyes that wait the coming of the bride. But when the bride draweth nigh, then the maidens look not to the eyes that are filled.
I do not know that passage from the Bible.
The Bible. What was that?
Oh, it appears to be some large boxes being delivered to the derelict house.
What's his name?
Carfax.
I am here to do your bidding, master. I am your slave. You will reward me. I have been faithful. I have worshipped you for long and from far away. Now that you are near, I await your command. You will not pass me by, will you, my dear master? Please! You need not restrain me. I shall be patient. Master is coming.
That's enough. Take him to the isolation unit.
Lucy, are you all right? You were walking again. Wake up. I was having such a dream. He had red eyes. They were... No. I cannot remember.
There is no need to remember. But Lucy, you have opened that throat wound again. It bleeds quite profusely.
How? Why will it not heal?
It is a very delicate area of the body. Come, sit here, Lucy. I know there is absolutely no need for worry, but you have been a little pale for some time now, and I'm sure it is merely a chill, but I have taken the liberty of asking Arthur to come and examine you to make sure you are quite well.
No, Nina,
please, Lucy, let us be certain there is nothing seriously wrong. And who better to put our minds at rest than a doctor, who is also someone who loves you dearly.
You are right, my dearest Mina. I feel a little better just knowing that.
Good.
But what of you? Have you decided what to do concerning the letter about Jonathan?
Yes.
And?
He must be so terribly ill for someone at the hospital to have to write the letter for him. I'm so worried that he has not the strength even to lift a pen. I am so sorry to leave you, but I must go to him, my darling.
Do not be sorry. You must go. I shall be fine.
And you, Lucy, must return to London so that Arthur may use his medical skill to nurse you back to full health.
Yes.
I've muddled up all the pages. Don't even know what's
Stephen,
next.
don't let Mr. D hear you. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, while we just find out what comes next. Here we are, 24th of August.
24th of August, Nina arrives in Budapest.
Oh!
Where's Budapest?
Eastern Europe, I think. It's where Jonathan is in hospital. Mina must have gone there to check on him. I mean, he is her fiancé after all. That's what you have to do when you're engaged to be married. Look after each other.
Oh, how sweet.
I imagine it would have taken a long time, though. Long journeys, trains, boat
me what is wrong with him.
He has had some terrible shock.
A shock? But of what cause?
I cannot say. He raved of dreadful things, but these must only be known to God.
Please, sister,
I am sorry.
Jonathan.
Mina, my darling, how utterly wonderful. Just seeing your face is all the tonic I need to get well.
And get well you will, my darling. I shall stay here until you do, and then we will race each other to the carriage to begin our journey home. Jonathan, my dearest, what happened?
Wilhelmina, there must be an eternal trust between two people in love, and I promise you no secrets, no concealments. I have had a great shock, and my head spins against the turning of the earth to even think about it. I do not even know if what happened to me was real, or the dreamings of a madman. If a sane man have brain fever, does that leave him still sane? Everything that happened is in here. Take it. Read it if you will, but never let me know what I have written.
Okay. A ribbon to lock up the past and a new page for a fresh future.
And now, something to unlock the future with me then. This is all I could think about during those black days. I promised myself, should I survive, that this would be my first question to you.
Jonathan.
Mina, my darling, will you marry me?
Yes! Yes, of course I will!
I thought perhaps this afternoon.
I cannot think of a better time.
I am so happy you're
You
here.
have made me the happiest woman in the world. You have my trust, my life and my love for the rest of our days.
My darling, how do you feel this morning?
Darling Arthur, you must not see me like this. I must look like a ghost in a horror novel. When I saw my reflection this morning, I was as wan and pale as a snowscape in December.
A little pale, yet no more than if you had a bad chill. Now, my dear, I insist on treating you. Just think, fiancé and doctor.
No, Arthur, it is not fair.
Fairness is not important. Love is.
I love you.
And I you. So you must tell me exactly what is wrong, every tiny detail.
Oh, I loathe to talk about myself.
You're a woman, my darling, it's compulsory.
Arthur.
At least that book soon colours those beautiful cheeks.
I am so tired, my dear. I feel as though all energy has left me and been swallowed into another world. And the dreams, such terror, such bending of reality, never a night that I do not wake gasping for breath. Am I anemic?
No, I do not think you're anemic, and your dreams are just a subconscious fear.
You always comfort me. But something is wrong, is it not?
Possibly. However, I can see absolutely nothing, and you have said yourself there's been no deterioration in the last 4 days.
True.
Lucy, I have asked someone to visit you just so that I may have a second opinion. He is an old tutor, a wonderful man. If anyone can ascertain what is wrong, he can. I think you'll like him. His name is Professor Van Helsing. He's Dutch. His English, well, he will use the correct words, but not necessarily in the correct order. He is due to arrive at any minute.
I cannot wait to meet him.
He is a philosopher and metaphysician, and one of the most advanced scientists of the day, and he has one of the kindest and truest hearts that beat. He will find the cause of your fatigue. Have no fear.
Now, where is this beautiful woman I am travelling from Amsterdam on your irregular stopping-starting English railways to see? In all seriously, my compartment had a seat that refused to be comfortable, a window that refused to open, and a clipper of tickets who had a face like a gorilla's bottom.
Dr. Van Helsing.
Arthur, my dear friend, how are you? It has been of too many months. Ah, and this will be your fiancée. She is indeed even more beautiful than you did state in your letter. And my dear, he did wax lyrical till all the world did wonder where its ink had gone.
It is so nice to meet you, Professor Van Helsing. You are a tonic for any patient.
Now, to your sleeping. It is bad, no?
No, I mean, yes.
It is indeed bad, like my English. So we must give you a little help to sleep, so your body may repair while you do so. Here, drink this, and there'll be no more dreams of shapes or shadows. What did happen when your dreams came, Miss Lucy?
I can only half remember. Just long, anxious times of waiting. Darkness in which no hope could survive, like the earth without air, then oblivion, then from nothing, rising back to the surface like a diver through a press of water.
Not tonight, though. Do not worry.
No, I believe you. I have no fears with you both near.
So, what do you think?
No! What do you think, my friend? You were my student, you are here the master. You were excellent student, now excellent master.
I do not know. There's no logical or physical explanation. She is not anemic.
Quite correct.
Yes?
She is almost without blood.
Yes.
There's always an explanation, otherwise the world would not turn. But there may be deeper roots for its cause than we have knowledge of.
She is so ghastly pale, the blood's even drained from her legs.
My God! My God!
What is it?
How long ago those marks on her throat?
I haven't seen her before. Stop.
And there's no time to be lost. Oh, she'll die of sheer want of blood to the heart's action. We need transfusion. Now, is it to be you or me?
Me, of course. I would give my last drop. I would die for her.
That would not be necessary. Roll up your sleeve.
Why did you react to the marks on her throat? Surely they're just cuts.
Cuts? No. Cuts they are not.
Then?
When I am done here, I must return to my rooms in London. There are books which will confirm what I fear. Look! Already she is colouring. Good boy, you give her life back.
But what now?
She must rest. When I go, you drink some brandy, you eat, and you stay here with her. You must build your strength again as Miss Lucy. There. It is done. Rest, Arthur. Tomorrow, I return. Tomorrow.
Here we are. London, September 1847.
What can we do to make London? I don't know, dear.
Oh, great.
Can anyone tell me what landmark in London is this?
Big Ben!
What did someone say just over in that direction? Thank you very much. Well done, you.
Try not to dwell on what has happened. Look at the trees and the sun bringing new life, announcing the future with its trumpet beams.
Pity he could not breathe life into Mr. Hawkins.
I know, but he died happy.
Did he? He died too young, that's all I know.
He was happy, Jonathan. He had his friends and his firm, and he had you. He always referred to you as his son and heir, and now you are. You have inherited his business and his money.
I do not wish to have his money, Nina.
No, but he did.
And I am not old enough to run a business.
You must be, or he would not have given it to you.
I do not know what I want.
Of course you do not. Not now, but you will. You have had the most dreadful time, my dear husband. All those awful things we think happened to you abroad, and now the death of Mr. Hawkins. But the funeral is over. When you have fully recovered your strength, it will be time for life to blossom again. You have done what a real son would have done. You have carried out his wishes and buried him in London next to his father, and he knows you loved him. Come, Jonathan, let us walk through Hyde Park.
Oh, God!
What is it?
Can you see him?
The man with the cloak. Oh yes, of course. Who is he?
I believe it is the Count. But he has grown young, I am sure it is. Yes, it is him. And he said he would come to London, Nina!
Jonathan, you have been ill.
Not so ill that I cannot recognize
Jonathan,
him!
come! Let us walk through the park. No, my dear, this way. Maggie. Yes, dear, very.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now exactly halfway through the journal and thought now would be the perfect time to have a short break. Do you know what flowers the first used for, Mary?
No?
To take away the smell of the body.
Really?
Yeah. Often, there would be a long period of time between the death and the funeral, so they would need to close the lid of the casket, drape flowers on it, so the smell would not offend the mourners.
Because we forget it's just the shell that's left, isn't it, James? The real person, the soul, has gone home.
Yeah, that was beautifully put, Mary.
You know, when I first thought about working in this profession, I imagined it would be rather morbid. But it's not like that at all, is it?
No, because we're helping people, providing the means for the bereaved to say, till we meet again. Even the little details like helping them to choose a coffin or showing them how to lay out the body.
Yes, James. We are helping.
We better resume the service.
Yeah, I suppose we had.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could now please turn to page 2, we will be singing the hymn, Fight the Good Fight.
Fight the good fight with all thy might. Christ is thy strength and Christ thy right. Lay hold on life and it shall be thy joy and crown eternally. Faint not nor fear, his arms are near. He changeth not, and thou art dear. Only believe, and thou shalt see that Christ is all in all to thee.
Lucy's bedroom, seconds after Dracula's attack.
My God! My God! Lucy, what is it, Professor? The marks. It has returned. What? Wafer? Yes, wafer, my friend. Professor, it seems why this so close to walking the gong on. We did everything we should. Must wear this round your throat, my dear. My God. What? The marks. They're gone. Arthur. There is no proper way to be telling you. That will mean I can save you from sorrow. She is dying, Arthur. It will not be long now.
No, Professor, you must do something.
There is nothing, Arthur. You must make it easy for her these last few moments. It'll be much different whether she die conscious or in her sleep.
Arthur. My love. I am so glad that you are here.
No! Not your eternal life or hers!
Professor Van Helsing, my true friend, and Arthur's. Oh God, my Arthur, and give him peace.
I swear it. Now come, my son. Take her hand in yours and kiss her only once on the forehead.
I love you.
I love you so much. Please, don't leave me, Lucy, please. Yes, you must be crying, my friend. It clears the air like the rain.
It is the end.
Oh no, it is only the beginning.
What do you think the professor meant by it is only the beginning?
I don't know. It doesn't seem to say it in Mr. Harker's notes. There must be a clue here somewhere.
Because if Lucy was dead, then it was the end, surely.
Here we are. Westminster Gazette, 25th of September. The neighbourhood of Hampstead is at present mystified by a series of events unparalleled in London's history. During the past 3 days, several young children have neglected to return home from playing on the heath.
A tissue! A tissue! We all fall down!
In all cases, they were unable to give a properly intelligible account of themselves, but the consensus of their excuses was that they had been with a woman they called the Blue Lady. It has always been in the late evening that the children have been missed, Some of them not returning until the following morning and appearing weak and emaciated. Most worryingly, all with slight wounds to the throat as though attacked by a rat. What?
That is worrying.
That's scary.
What does the journal say next? 26th of September, Dr. Seward's rooms, Purfleet Asylum.
Arthur, my dear friend, how do I find you this afternoon?
Little better. A week made you a small amount down at the loss.
You are strong, Arthur, and you will need me too. I am meeting with your friend Madam Mina Harker yesterday, as you did suggest. You are a wonderfully intelligent boy, and as always, in the correctness in your assumption. She did have information which will help us, not just for our dearest Lucy, but about her husband, Mr. Jonathan Harker.
Jonathan?
Yes, yes. I am being like detective, piecing hundreds of evidences together like jigsaw puzzle. But some pieces not in box, fallen behind armchair cushion, chewed by baby. But find them we will, and then we will see a picture never to be beheld by eyes of humankind.
Professor, I do not understand.
No, now, no. But it is you, Arthur, who needs to be helping me. Now, I am. Mr. and Mrs. Harker will be arriving shortly, and we must in our confidences welcome them. It will be
invaluable.
As indeed you are to my English.
So you think there is a connection between Lucy and Jonathan's illness?
A connection between the causes, yes.
But Jonathan was hundreds of miles away. Mina, Jonathan.
Dear Arthur, we were so sorry to hear about Lucy.
Delightful to meet you again, Madam Mina.
And wonderful to see you too, Professor.
And this is Mr. Jonathan Harker.
Mr. Jonathan Harker, it is beyond privilege to meet with the man of bravest character.
It is an honour, sir, and a pleasure to meet you.
Sit! Oh, we must not throw away the minutes, for we cannot return to retrieve them. All that we could, then life would be perfect for those who are good, and all the worse for people who have evil in their minds. Madam Mina, you show brave and brain and beauty.
That is awfully kind of you, Professor, but I'm sure I only did what you asked of me.
And with that you show brave and brain, the beauty we see. Now, I've read the diary of your dear husband.
Oh, darling, you did not mind. I thought you would be
Of
in
course
help.
not, Mina. I would always trust your judgment, and the professor was kind enough to attend Lucy.
I have one thing to say about your journal, Jonathan. Strange and terrible though it is the truth. I pledge my life on it.
Professor, you do not jest.
I never jest. I am Dutch.
Mina.
Darling.
My new friend, Jonathan Harker. I was told that you were ill and did require a stick for to walk. I see neither now.
I was ill. My leg has taken some time to heal, but you have cured my psychological state with one sentence. Arthur, 1,000 thanks for introducing me to this wonderful man.
It's more than a pleasure, Jonathan. He has guided me for many years now.
You have guided yourself. I just kicked bottom and wrong direction you are heading in. Now, I have solemn and serious matters to be announcing. I have read the diary, as I say, and I read the letters from our dearest Lucy to Madam Mina, and like with inseparable glue they come together. And this glue can thus be described by 2 words: Count Dracula.
Then it was him I saw in London.
Oh yes. And now I must be asking of the help from all assembled in this room.
Of course, whatever I can do, I shall.
You have my help for any task. Now that I know, I am not afraid. Even of meeting the Count again, you are the man to hunt him down, sir.
Arthur?
I will always follow you, Professor. I do not understand this link between Dracula and the death of my dearest Lucy.
My dearest friend, you must have tiny and lurking suspicion of what the cause of your Lucy did die
Of nervous prostration and great loss of blood.
And how the loss of blood, and how the pointed teeth, and how the voice changed.
I do not know.
Count Dracula has done this. He has killed her to make her like himself.
Professor, you make no sense.
Open your mind. Be my best pupil again, Arthur. Accept all possible. That the holes in Miss Lucy's throat, the holes in the little children on the heath.
You saying this Dracula person attacked the children?
No, it is worse. Much worse. It was Lucy who attacked them. You mad? Lucy attacked children. Would I were mad? Madness were easier to bear than truth like this. Why do you think I go around houses to tell you the truth? Because I hate you? No, because I want to be gentle in the breaking of the news. We loved her, you most. I never would hurt you. He has taken her for his. That sweet lady is changed by him, become part of the evil in him. But we can get her back. Let her be herself in death again, and a place in heaven. I do not expect you to believe, my dearest friend, but prove it to you I must. Tonight I go to church out when it's Lucy Berry, then I prove. Will you come?
Yes, I will.
My good boy. Madam Mina, Jonathan, we are a team now. So, I visit the patient of Arthur, where I have suspicion which may provide piece of jigsaw and the cushion of armchair.
And so, Mina and I spent an afternoon and evening in continuous conversation of the enormity of what had happened and what may yet happen. And as we talked and walked, Mina told me that the colour and peace of a red sunset entered my face for the first time since my return from Transylvania. Meanwhile, Arthur and the Professor went to hunt beneath the armchair cushion. 26th September, Purfleet Asylum, Isolation Cell, Renfield.
Renfield, I've brought a colleague with me today. I hope you do not mind.
Not at all. It is an honor, Professor Van Helsing.
Oh, how did you know? I did not introduce you.
Dr. Seward. Your friend has revolutionized therapeutics with his discovery of the continuous evolution of brain matter.
Thank you. That is of the most kind. I'm pleased to meet you.
You're lucky you came now. I must go home.
Go home?
Yes. I would like to go home, please. Dr. Seward is loved not only by his household and friends, but also by his patients who, being hardly in mental equilibrium, are apt to distort causes and effects. Since I myself have been an inmate to a lunatic asylum, I cannot but help notice the sophistic tendencies of some of its other inmates lean towards the errors of non cause and ignoratio elenchi. Will you let me go home, please?
I will consider it in due course.
Not in due course. Now, please. This very hour.
Why?
I am not at liberty to give you the reasons.
Come, perhaps if you could furnish us with the reasons for your deport, that Dr. Seward would be considering changing his mind.
I implore you, Dr. Seward, to release me from this place at once. Send me however you will. Send keepers with me. Let me be in a straight waistcoat. I am speaking from the depths of my heart. I'm not a madman in a fit. Please, let me leave, please.
You know that is not possible. Come, no more of this. Lie in your bed. You do not look out towards Carfax now, and you no longer speak of your master. Has he gone away? Did he not like you eating the flies and spiders? I see. We shall leave you now, and I will return tomorrow.
Do not touch me, Van Helsing, you old fool! Take your idiotic brain theory somewhere else, you dumb, thick-headed Dutchman! Seward, do you command life? Are you a god? Your lady is dead, and so shall you be. I trust, Dr. Seward, that you will do me the justice later to bear in mind that I did what I could to convince you tonight. Get out!
The next diary entry. And so we find ourselves still in September, and Arthur and the Professor have gone to a graveyard in Hampstead.
Are you all right, Arthur, my friend?
No, I am not. This is all so unreal, like another world.
There are mysteries which men may only guess at, which age by age they may solve in parts. Believe me, we are on the verge of one.
Why mystery? Why no rational explanation?
Only rational when we do understand.
But she is dead.
Yes and no.
How? Yes and no. Is she buried alive?
No, she is undead.
Undead?
Let me explain. Dracula is undead. He is vampire. that when he did drink the blood of your young Lucy, he did make her undead too. The undead cannot die. They take the curse of immortality and go on for always, adding new victims and multiplying the evils of the world like ripples from a stone thrown on water. All those who die from the preying of the undead become undead themselves. If you had met that kiss that Lucy did want to give you before she died, then you too would become undead. These children whose blood she sucked are not as yet the worst, but if she live on, then her powers over them will increase so that her wicked mouth will remove their blood again and again. But if she die in truth, then all cease, throat heal.
This is too much.
Listen, most important, most blessed of all, Miss Lucy will be laid to rest as true dead. And then the soul of the lady whom we love will be free again forever. Come.
What are you doing?
Proving to you, my friend, that Miss Lucy is not in here.
Of course she's here. Are you mad?
God, no. I am so sorry, Arthur. Back to her coffin she will come. Dracula has taken her from us. He is cunning and has the strength of 20 men. But we must wait and do all necessaries to find her eternal rest. Arthur, quick!
Arthur,
Surely not.
come to me, my dearest. Leave that man and come to me. We can rest together, my love. Come, my dearest Arthur.
Is that really Lucy?
No, it is a demon in that shape! Arthur, answer me. Am I to proceed in this work?
Yes, do as you will.
I must drive this stake through her heart.
And then she will be free.
Forever.
Then pass it to me.
Arthur, be not deceived in this. This will be a fearful ordeal. Are you sure?
Yes, pass me the stake.
One sharp blow, my friend. Strike in God's name! It is over. You are the bravest man. And now, my son, you may kiss her. Kiss her dead lips, if you wish. She is with the angels now.
What a sad scene, James.
Imagine having to put a stake in someone that you loved.
I don't think I could do it.
So what plans are they going to make to defeat Dracula?
Oh, here we are. 30th of September, Purfleet Asylum, Dr. Seward's rooms.
My friends, we are gathered here. I sound like please. In all seriously, we are of one voice in which we state our intention, and that is to kill Count Dracula.
Professor, can you tell us all you know of him so that we may discuss how to act and take our measure accordingly?
Of course. At first, I was skeptic that such things existed as vampires, but in history it is written by too many men of sane minds, through ancient Greece, in old Rome, in Germany, and in France. So, what can he do? He can change his shape, become a wolf, the bat, dog. He can, within his range, direct the elements, the storm, the fog, and the thunder. He can control the meanest animals. He's not as others eat, and he makes no reflection in mirror, does he, Jonathan?
He is a formidable foe.
Truly.
But, Professor, what are his weaknesses?
His weaknesses. He may not enter anywhere unless he be invited. He can only change himself at exact sunrise and sunset. His powers cease at the coming of the day when he must return to live in his house, his coffin home. He can only pass running water at the slack or flood tide. But two, there are things that so afflict him he has no power at all. The garlic, which we know, the holy water, the crucifix, and the wafer.
So the situation is not hopeless.
No situation is ever hopeless, my friend, and this is no exception.
So, Professor, where shall we find him?
When the sun is high in his box of earth.
And where is his box of earth?
Jonathan, you'll be having news for us now.
Well, as you all know, I've just travelled to Whitby to make such inquiries that we needed answers to. We knew that the boxes had indeed come ashore there. I met with Mr. Billington, the solicitor dealing with the delivery. He told me, I saw the invoice as well, 50 boxes of common earth to be used for experimental purposes. He told me that the strange entry of the ship during the storm had already made its way into local legend. The boxes were then transported to the railway station and taken to King's Cross. So I followed their journey and spoke with the station master there. He confirmed that 50 boxes indeed arrived and were immediately retrieved and transported by some employees of Carter Patterson's central office to, and I quote, the chapel at Carfax.
Carfax?
I was lucky enough to speak with one of the employees who informed me that this here house and chapel, Governor, was the wrongest that I ever seen. So, in conclusion, all 50 boxes that arrived on the Demeter should now be at Carfax.
Jonathan, my new friend, you are the best detective in England. And now, Miss Lucy, let Jonathan be escorting back to your room. Arthur and I have some investigation of our own. Carfax, my friend. I have the holy water. We must pray that we will rendezvous with 50 boxes of earth. For if this is so, we have no place left to hide.
And so, Arthur and the Professor left the rooms at Carfax and left the rooms at the asylum and ran straight across to Carfax. They stormed into the chapel, and with not a thought for their own safety, but with one rampant, crystal-minded thought, they searched each box, blessing all with the holy water. And then with firebrand arithmetic began to count them.
25, you? 24. Damn, one missing! I knew it! We are being too late. He's escaping with his box.
But we've destroyed the other 49.
But he only need one.
Let's go to the asylum. That's Renfield.
My God!
Renfield, what happened?
Be careful, Arthur, his back is badly damaged.
Renfield, you have to speak.
Arthur!
My God, the skull is fractured. The injury travels right up through the motor area.
He must speak. His words may be worth many lives.
Renfield, are you able to hear me?
I had a terrible dream. What is wrong with my face?
Tell us your dream, Mr. Renfield. Brandy, Arthur.
No, not a dream, was it? Not a dream. I'm dying, am I not, Doctor?
I cannot tell yet.
Then I must say things now before. Brandy again, please. So much pain. I tried to warn you. Let me go, I begged. I was in despair, for I knew he would come.
Well, if you can.
He must.
I tried. He came to the window in the mist. I've seen him many times. This time not solid though. Like a ghost. Eyes fierce, red mouth laughing, dogs howling behind him. He wanted to come in, but I would not let him.
My God, my God.
Then he began promising me things. He makes things happen when he promises. Like the rats. And the flies. There were these big, fat ones with steel and sapphire on their wings. And he promised me many animals and dogs to then eat them. So I let him in.
You're doing very well. A little more if you can.
Then he raised the mist by moving his hands. And I could see thousands of rats' eyes like his, only smaller. And he said, all these lives I will give you, and a great many more, if you will fall down and worship me. And I knew I wasn't mad. But I used the power of a madman to attack him. I did well too, till I saw his eyes. He raised me up and flung me down. And there was a noise like thunder. Everything red. And then he stole away, as mist, under the door.
Renfield, you have been very brave.
One more thing. You must fly to Mrs. Harker. You know, she is alone.
Madam Mina, of course, a distraction.
Am I mad now, Doctor?
No, the same as I.
Here we are, we're at Mina's bedroom.
Oh, Mina, that's me. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
And so, we ran from Brenfield's rooms and left him with the attendants to deal with his brave but broken and lifeless body and dashed like a meteor's path in the sky to Mina.
If you want to hospital leave, there is no need for words. Words are merely a diversion. Let these human constraints melt away. Accept me, my beautiful creature. Accept your lust and the power it brings you. Give yourself to me. Let those breasts heave with the life force that flows from me. Give yourself to that primeval urge and let it govern your life, my sweet-lipped maid. And now you, drink. Drink that sweet nectar of life. Ah! Ah! And now I am inside you. I can almost always reach you. Even though I may be hundreds of miles away, you are mine. Mine to command. Mine to love. Flesh of my flesh. Blood of my blood. Mina!
Jonathan, take this!
Jonathan, I am disappointed. I thought we were more than friends. You think to destroy me with your dodgers and your holy water and your two pale faces like sheep in a butcher? 49 boxes, but still one left to sleep in. Your girls that you love are mine, and through them you shall be mine too.
Are you alright?
Now keep away, Arthur, I am unclean. See his mark on my forehead. Jonathan, you must not touch or kiss me anymore. I am your enemy now. God help me that I could turn against the one I love. Do not come near me, my dearest.
Mina, my darling, in the name of God, you are not my enemy.
Jonathan, I kissed him. I drank of him. I'm so sorry, my love. At first I tried to resist, but then he looked at me, and it was as if my body did fuse with
I do not wish to hear.
You must know what danger I may put you in.
Why, Mina? I can understand him forcing himself on you, but to return his advances.
Jonathan, Mina had no choice. She was under his hypnotic spell. Her actions were not her own.
I cannot comprehend.
My mind is made up.
With what decision?
If I find in myself a sign that I would hurt anyone whom I love, and I shall watch keenly for it, I shall die at my own hand.
You will not die. Not by your own hand or anyone else's.
You must struggle, Mina. You must fight death itself, for when he dies, you will be free.
And so, 2 days later, a council of war was called.
And so, my dearest friends, you know why we're here? The time has come to be mixing our brains together in a big bowl and baking the intelligent cake. Dracula has escaped us again.
But we have no idea where he could be. How is it possible to find the location of that final box?
Jonathan's right, Professor. Where is he? What form is he in?
I must admit, my brain is hitting inside my head like an enormous mullet.
Mallet, Professor.
Yes, of course, what is mullet?
It is fish.
Oh, no wonder I never bite nails in properly. But we must concentrate, friends. What methods have we at our disposal?
You could hypnotize me.
What?
He said that he and I were now linked, and that whenever he required me, he could call me in his mind. Perhaps I could reach him too.
Do you consent, Jonathan?
Well, yes, if it will be a benefit.
You're watching my finger, Mina. Watching my finger. You begin to feel sleepy and relaxed. You are now far away, and yet still here. And you will answer my questions with the truth. Where are you?
I do not know. It is all strange to me.
What do you see?
I can see nothing. It is all dark.
What do you hear?
The lapping of water. It is on the outside of where I am.
A ship. What else do you hear?
Men stamping overhead. Now the creaking of a chain and the loud tinkle as the check of the capstan falls into the ratchet.
What are you doing?
Lying still like death.
All right, my dear, you have been very good. I count to 5 and you wake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Did it work?
It did, my dear Smina. He's on his ship. We may not be too late after all.
The noises that Mina heard, it must be weighing anchor. But which ships? There are so many.
The tides. To restrict the departures in today's times. Here, there's Irina Katharina. She's sailing from Doolittle's Wharf to Varna. Professor.
We have our ship.
But Professor, if his intention is to leave England, we will hear no more of his evil. Is this not some form of victory? Perhaps he may take his rebuff wisely and never return.
No, Arthur, defeat is not a word for him. He spent centuries alive, undead in this strange place where the forces of geology and chemistry and the occult blend together in some magnetic force, give him special power. Add to this his overwhelmed determination to do what he feels right. He come to London because place a promise for him. He prepared for tasks, he study new tongue, he learn new social life, environment, and law, politics. The glimpse he have here, and he whet his appetite, the keen his desire. He'd done this once before, and our whole world is open to him.
Then, our toil to find him must be in secret, for even in this enlightened age, others will not believe what we know to be true.
You are correct, my best pupil, and so to plans.
Before you all begin, I must leave.
No.
No, Jonathan, I must. If I can reach him by telepathy, he can reach me too. I must not know your plans. Promise me you will not tell me anything either by a word or inference or implication.
I promise.
So I.
Jonathan.
I promise. Though I fear some door shuts between us.
No. My dear, there are no doors between us. Open or closed.
Madam, Mina is changing. I'm sorry, Jonathan, but I must speak. The characteristics of the vampire have come to her face. Teeth sharper, eyes harder.
Why did she have to?
You must forgive her, my friend. You know his power.
What sunrise and sunset are her times of freedom, her old self is manifested then.
True, and so to planning. The Tsarina Katharina will take 3 weeks to reach Varna. Even though he controlled the weather around the ships, it'll be by sea. Still long time. We get there by land in 3 days, so no need to leave for a while.
But Professor, we do not know Varna. Why not leave now and make our acquaintance with the town whilst we wait?
Excellent, excellent.
But what action do we take when the ship arrives at port?
So, ship dock between sunrise and sunset. So, we board ship, we identify box, we place garlic on it and waver so none can emerge. So say superstition, and in this we must trust, for it have its faith, roots in faith. Then, when a none to see, we open box and
do what we did before.
Yes, sir.
I have been thinking you must take me with you. This way it is safer for all of us.
No. I will not have you where he can reach you again.
He can reach me anywhere. When the Count wills me, I must go, Jonathan, even in secret from you. I understand how you feel, but I am in his power. Stop closing your eyes and pretending otherwise. The only way to defeat him is to be truthful with the horror we find ourselves and with each other. You men are brave and strong, but if I am with you, you can watch me at all times. And Professor, you can hypnotize me again so that we may learn his whereabouts whenever we wish.
Arthur, what do you say?
I say it's a marvellous idea.
Jonathan,
it is not just that you must be kept from him because of what happened. I do not wish you to be hurt.
I shall be hurt more if I stay. And Jonathan, there is one more thing you must promise to do for me.
I do not feel it in the circumstances. I may promise anything. What is it?
You must promise me that if you think I'm so changed it is better that I die than live, you will kill me. Do what Arthur did for Lucy so that I may be free.
Nina, please.
Promise me!
I promise.
I love you.
I love you too, my dearest wife.
October 15th. Journey to Varna.
Got to Paris the same evening and took the places secured for us on the Orient Express. Mina sleeps most of the time, except for sunrise or sunset when she is very alert. The professor has taken to hypnotize her at these times.
I see water lapping, waves rushing. The wind is high, I can hear it in the sails, and the boat throws back the foam.
It is evident that the Zarina Katerina is still at sea. Tomorrow we shall arrange with the Vice Consul to board it once it docks. October 16th, waiting. October 17th, everything fixed now for us to welcome the Count on his return. October 24th, a whole week and no word, no report of the ship from London or Varna. Mina's hypnoses still recount waves and rushing water. We now fear that something has gone horribly awry. October 27th, a telegram. The Zarina Katerina reported entering Galatz at 1 o'clock today. Not as big a shock as we would have thought. We knew the boat would come, just not when.
His child brain is growing. He's so cunning. We must to Galacto now. When is train?
Jonathan, let you and I go to the train station and find out.
A good idea, Madam Mina. Book tickets for
Are you sure that you are strong enough, Mina?
Yes, there's some change in me this morning, some shift. I feel freer than I have done of late.
We will see you shortly.
I'm sorely worried about Mina. Her sudden freeing seems to coincide
I know what you say, but the Count sent his spirit out from his earth box 3 days ago to read her mind. You learn we hear. You go to Galatz, it's simple. You don't need her right now. You think he outwit us.
He has outwitted us.
Temporarily out of the witting.
You said just now he has a child's brain.
Yes, lying entombed for centuries, therefore his brain is at the moment young. It grow not in stature, therefore act like a child. I want, very selfish. We have man brains, it's the whole situation, not just own point of view.
This is written on the train from Varna to Galatz. It cannot go fast enough for our mission. The professor has hypnotized Mina again.
It is dark. There is a steady swirl of water.
Water still?
No waves. Men's voices talking in strange tongues. Creaking of the oars in the rowlocks. I am level with the water. There are cattle far away and...
Yes, my dear.
The howling of wolves.
October 30th. We arrived at our hotel rooms in Galatz, and I set about some detective work. Firstly, I sent a telegram to the agents of the London firm of Hapgood. They took us aboard the Katerina, where we met the captain, who informed us that he was mystified as he'd never had so favourable a run. He told us that the unusual box was collected on behalf of the Count Dracula by a man named Hildenstein, and furnished us with his address. Our next stop was Bergenstrasse 16, where Mr. Hildenstein told us that he had handed the box on to a Petrov Skinsky, who had announced himself as the agent of the Count. He had no idea of the box's whereabouts since then. Oh, but he did have one final fact to impart. Skinsky had, later that day, been found dead in the churchyard with his throat ripped out.
So, he is intended to get back to his castle, but for the most time he cannot leave his box. How he gets there?
Has to be brought back by someone, people we will trust. Hildenstein mentioned that Skinsky was in touch with the band of Zagani.
Then Zagani it must be that help him.
So, we have three choices of travel.
You make it sound like a holiday, Arthur.
For Dracula it has been.
Roads, endless difficulties here. People will be curious, customs will be curious.
What about rail? No one would be curious if the box were locked in a carriage on its own.
Yes, but it may be delayed on the track, and delay would be fatal. And of course, there is no one there to guard this box. He would be alone.
So, water, then?
I think so. It's the safest way for him to travel, away from prying eyes, and Mina's sightings of him have stated that he is on water, not an ocean, but a river.
Doctor and genius! Ha! Jonathan Mack, we need know which river he is using.
Well, there are two rivers that the Zagani would have sent. The Krug, just here, and the Serif, here. The Pruth is more easily navigated, but the Sereth is joined up with the Biswitzer at Fundu. See, look, it runs up the Borgo Pass and basically straight past Castle Dracula.
With what wonderful people I am working! You have the brain cells of an army. So do people mind now if I am the general?
Professor, I cannot imagine you only being a private.
Yes, too much mouth for a private. So, I have a plan. But, my dear friends, the lives of all of us, and especially our dearest Mina, and the lives of so many to come, rely on the actions we carry out now. So, we'll be forming up two groups. Jonathan, Arthur, Mina, and myself. Arthur, Jonathan, you take the steam launch of the Sereth. Catch him, it'll be faster than the Sigani boat. Follow him until you catch him. Arthur, you know the rest. If you do not catch him before he make land, Mina and I will bring by roads travelling to the heart of the enemy's country. We will take the dirt track you took, Jonathan, and so reach the castle.
No! Not for the world! It is a den of hellish infamy! The very moonlight alive with grisly shapes, every speck of dust that swirls, and the fetid wind and monster and embryo!
My friend, Madam Mina has the insight into his mind. If he escape us this time, he may choose to sleep the next century, and he will take Madam Mina with him, and then she'll be lost to us forever.
The Professor is right, my darling.
Yes, I suppose so.
Take your guns, take your holy water and your crucifixes, take your resolve and your utmost bravery. So now we must part, my dearest friends, for some battlefield of evil, but with no location yet established.
Goodbye, Professor. And thank you for everything.
Yes, thank you, dear Professor. Without you to lead us, there would be no hope.
Ever so much, Usa, the world's store of luck to you both. We have come so far, let us not fail now.
Goodbye, Arthur. No, not goodbye, that is too final. We shall see you in a few days. Jonathan, if you doubt whether we can win, think of our lives together. I have lost you once, I will not do so again. 40 years from now, we will be sitting on our rocking chairs on a blissful August evening, watching a perfect sun paint a halcyon sky, and we will remember this brave band of four friends who condemned evil to its rightful place in hell.
November 1st, journey to Castle Dracula.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's set the scene for what is to be the climax to this incredible story.
Sorry, Mr. D.
Mr. D, I am too scared to continue reading. I do not see how they can confront Count Dracula. He is too powerful.
Now, Lily,
Yes, Mr. D.
are you ready to continue?
No.
Come on, Lily. Remember, you are an employee of Drake, Smith and Graveston.
Services to the dead since 1822.
Mr. Drake Smith, could I just borrow your hat for a second, please?
November 1st, night time.
I am writing this in the light of the launch's furnace. We are steaming up the Sereth and will soon be at the junction with the Biswitzer. It's good progress indeed. I am on watch. It is really my turn to sleep, but I cannot. We require the Romanian flag so that we may seem inconspicuous when we take to the Biswitzer. It is bitterly cold, and my thoughts are not with my own safety, but with Mina's. I may be tired, but I have found the strength and energy of a horse. Even this bitter wind fails to chill my courage.
Professor Van Helsing is driving the coach, though I have now learned and can let him take some rest. We are lucky as the people here are brave and hospitable. We get soup and coffee wherever we go. The countryside is beautiful here in the spur of the Carpathians. The professor has said we will reach the Borgo Pass by morning, and I hope that we do, for it is bitterly cold, and the snow threatens its descent from this heavy sky. God bless Jonathan and Arthur.
November 4th, daytime.
Come, Jonathan, I control this horse. Trustworthy man, he's safe for his path.
There will need to be. This accident to the steamer has set us back by a day at least.
But we are now on the right track.
How do you know?
Our horseman told me that barely 4 hours previous, a band of Sigani passed through his set, as curious blast running off which they guarded as if it were full of gold. Oh, I have not finished. We also passed through this morning an old man of talking of nature and a young woman fast asleep.
You bring me the news of angels, my friend. Come, to the horses. Let us ride so the winds may be left in our wake.
Madam Mina, you must eat.
I cannot. I do not need to. The only sustenance I need is to see this vast rock and the hideous castle atop it, which my dear husband so bravely escaped from.
But my dear, views will not sustain your body, and you've yet to be eating for 3 days now.
You must not fret.
Will you not come near the fire?
I cannot. Look, Professor. The snow is swirling like some cosmic circle, ever changing its shape, almost like some sculpture of purity. Do not worry. I am not afraid. Not for me. I have been kissed by him. None safer in the world than me.
Do not cross it! I have to slay the brides of Dracula before it is too late! I return soon, my dear. God help me.
Mina! Jonathan! Mina! My darling!
It's all right! You must not fear! Where is the professor?
He is gone!
Gone and left you!
Jonathan, the ring of garlic, she was safe inside it.
He has gone to slay the vampire brides.
Brave man.
How did you find me?
We took a short route across the edge of the Carpathians. We had to cut off the Zagani before they reached the castle.
And have you achieved this?
Yes, we're almost sure.
And do they have...
Yes. In his books.
Then what is our plan?
Our plan is to leave you here where you are safe.
No, Jonathan.
But...
Our plan is for all three of us to hide out here until such time as they pass, and then...
And then we surround them.
Give me one of your guns.
No!
3 can surround better than 2.
Jonathan, give me your guns. One reason she is right, and for the other, never argue with a woman.
My dear Arthur, you will make someone the perfect husband one day.
I hope so. And so we wait, hopefully not too long. Why? The sun's beginning to set.
Look! Jonathan! Behind you!
Arthur!
Stop him!
Put down your knives, we're no use to you! Do as he says. We have no wish to injure you, but we will shoot if necessary. Move back to the box. Quicker!
You have chosen wisely, and now you must take the road you have travelled these past hours and return whence you came. Do not stop. Do not turn around.
Arthur, the coffin! Come move the lid.
Be careful, my brave ones. Be ready for him. Jonathan, Arthur, the sun!
What of it?
It has fallen below the horizon!
Your timing is a little unfortunate, gentlemen. And your child's toy weapons may frighten the Zagani, but would barely scratch my ego. Even should the flurry of bullets outnumber the flakes of snow that fall on this oh-so beautiful evening. I see your professor has deserted you.
He is dealing with those vile women at your castle.
They will be sorely disappointed with your descriptions of such austere flattery. It does not matter. They're all expendable.
And that is all the consideration you have for the lives of other human beings.
He is not human! Indeed, though unfortunately, Doctor, you are.
Arthur! Come, let Jonathan help you up, Arthur!
Mina.
Arthur!
Mina, he is gone.
No! No!
Is life so unimportant to you that you would crush it without a thought?
It is only irrelevant.
To you, maybe. But you have no right to consider yourself as God.
Oh, what an interesting comparison. Now come, my dearest Mina. It is time for you to join me forever.
No, you shall not have her.
Did you really think you could outwit me with your guns and your boy fostering, Jonathan? You may be surprised to hear this, but I never meant any harm to come to you.
And you consider that attacking my wife would not be the cause of any harm?
I did say to you.
What you do to her, you do to me.
Spare me this, my paucity. Spare me this, I will make her immortal.
You will make her undead.
What difference? You people have no conception of love, of passion, and of the joining of souls. Your emotional connections are through pieces of paper, not through the drinking of another's blood. You are stunted. You are not alive.
You are a monster.
Vocabulary merely underlines the paucity in your mentality.
Mina, come here.
Come to me, Mina. Let us continue our liaison where we left it.
Mina, no. He will kill you.
That is one thing I would never do.
Mina, please, my darling.
Now, Mina, come to me, and we will be together for an eternity.
Mina, you must not. Think about Lucy, about Arthur, about us. We have our whole lives. You said it yourself.
Kiss me as an acceptance of our marriage. And now I kiss you, and we are betrothed forever.
Mina, are you all right?
I am all right, my dearest.
My darling, the mark, it has gone. You have done it, he is dead forever. But I don't understand. I thought that you were...
I know what you thought, but I have always been yours.
Oh, brave Mina.
Brave Jonathan.
And brave Arthur. Brave Arthur.
My love, he is with Lucy now. It is 7 years to the day since, after several months of hell, Mina drove the stake into Dracula's heart and ended his evil reign. It was mostly a day for rejoicing, as later we were reunited with the wonderful professor who had succeeded in his attempts to make these women have the losing of their heads. I fear it loses much in translation. To Mina and I, it is also a joy that our little boy's birthday happened on the anniversary of our triumph. This year, we travelled back to Transylvania and revisited the scene which no memory, however powerful, could blot out. It is tranquil now, beauty overcoming evil. The castle still stands high on its rock face, but its dominance over all it surveys is obsolete. Arthur is with Lucy now, we are all certain of it. I think the professor summed it up today as he bounced our son on his knee. We want no proofs. We ask none to believe us, but this little boy will one day come to understand that because of the strivings of we few friends, the world may be bathed in the eternal possibilities of love. That's it. What did you think, Stephen?
I'm speechless.
Well, that's first.
Would someone wake up Mr. D? He seems to have fallen asleep.
Mr. D! Mr. D!
What? What's happening? You're asleep. I certainly was not. Inspecting the underside of this coffin.
No, I'm William Shakespeare.
Little devil.
What an incredible story.
And now we know the legend was true. Mr. Harker really was a hero.
You know, I'm really proud to be part of this.
I'm glad you feel that way, Stephen. You're a good lad, really.
And we've got a crucifix, Mr. D. I think he's on it, mate.
Right, cheeky so-and-so. Ladies and gentlemen, we will finish by singing Jerusalem. Please be upstanding and join us in our hymn.
Walk upon England's mountains green, and was the Holy Lamb of God, for England's pleasant pastures seen, and did the countenance divine shine forth upon
we thank you. Good night, God bless. And remember, when you get home, leave the window open and let some air in.
Thank you for watching, and please take part in the poll so you can influence the next show. And of course, if you can afford to support our work, then the link to the GoFundMe page is in the description below or above. Have fun and stay safe until the next show. Thank you.